With the release of the movie The Substance and all of the intrigue surrounding body horror, I think it's a good time to remind you of or introduce you to The Neon Demon starring Elle Fanning. This film offers a jaw-dropping deep dive into the dark, glittering, monstrous world of the modeling industry, but it's the unhinged third act that really takes the movie to the next level. So buckle up because we're about to enter the sadistic, cannibalistic world of the modeling industry in The Neon Demon. Elle Fanning plays a girl from a small Midwestern town trying to make her way in LA as a model. She breaks into the industry rather quickly after only interviewing with one agency. The movie makes a point several times to mention that she is underage. The agency that she signs with covers up this fact by forcing her to sign as her parents and lying on auditions. We've only begun to scratch the surface, and we're already seeing the moral fabric of the industry start to rip. Jessie tells her agent that no one will believe that she's 19. Her agent says people believe what they are told. Her underage appearance is desirable, and everybody looks at her like a piece of meat. And if you know this movie, you'd know I do not mean figuratively. These people are literally looking at her with starving eyes. They're enamored with her, and it's almost as if they're drooling while they look. Jessie goes on an audition for a gig, and while she's trying to get some bloody makeup off, she meets Ruby, a makeup artist. Ruby has a disquieting presence. As someone in the comments so eloquently put it, Ruby is like a predator who is grooming Jessie. Every move she makes, everything she says is contrived. She seems so unassuming, willing to be a big sister type to guide Jessie toward a more powerful and independent existence in the modeling world. But like everyone else, Ruby is only looking to take pieces of Jessie for herself. Jessie is incredibly deluded. As Ruby states, she has this deer in headlights look to her. This is all new, but the more important point that Ruby is trying to make is that others in the industry can smell this naivety on her, leaving her vulnerable. When Jessie attends a party with Ruby, she meets two other models, Sarah and Gigi. They talk down to her because she looks homely, although you still get the feeling that they're sizing up whether or not she'll become a threat to them. The girls surround her like piranha or hyenas, taking bites of their prey to weaken it. Gigi is jealous of Jessie's youth and natural beauty. Sarah is largely disinterested, her only concern being who Jessie is intimate with in the business. Sarah clearly had to do some questionable things to get where she is. This is a problem that is not only pervasive in the modeling industry, but also in the acting world. Women are sometimes put in situations that are intimately uncomfortable for them. Harvey W. comes to mind. Jessie seems strangely unfazed by their jabs, and as they leave, she looks in the mirror very self-assuredly. That's what makes Jessie so dangerous. Even though she's new in the modeling industry, she is secure with who she is and how she looks. She has a youthful ambition, and that means she's a threat. Her agent makes a point to say that Jessie is something special. She emphasizes the point by saying that most girls don't make it, and that she'll make Jessie a star. People do indeed believe what they are told. This is just the start of Jessie's inevitable transformation. Jessie's enigmatic nature is really highlighted when she's with her very normal boyfriend. She seems so down to earth, but also so puzzlingly cocky. Someone just breaking into the industry should feel awkward and unseen, but she feels that moving to LA has put her on top of the world, which is not how most people feel starting out. This dreamy quality to her personality seems like youthful exuberance, and it's kind of beautiful. Her boyfriend really likes her, and he gives her some great advice. Do what is right for yourself. This is really the only normal person in the entire movie. Everyone else is kind of an eerie and vapid portrayal of how a person should be. The feeling of this movie is very otherworldly, and Refn admits that this is by design, because being in LA, being in the industry is weird and feels very alien. When Jessie goes back to her place, she finds a mountain lion has broken into her room and is sitting on her bed. This indicates Jessie has fully embraced her inner feline, and she's ready to seductively take on her role as the next big thing in the modeling world. Mountain lions are powerful and beautiful creatures, and felines sort of embody femininity, and Jessie is ready to embrace that part of herself. On her next photo shoot, she is asked to completely disrobe. She stands in front of an all-white panel looking small and helpless in the super wide shot. The next sequence, we zoom in on her. She radiates elegance, covered in gold paint. She looks angelic. Jessie was an empty canvas until the world filled her head with entitlement and grandeur. Her next audition is with a casting director looking for someone to walk in his show. After totally ignoring Sarah, he has the complete opposite reaction to Jessie. Sarah can't help but notice this. Her reaction is to break a mirror in the public bathroom after the casting, symbolically representing how broken she feels about the way she appears to other people. Jessie hears the glass break and she goes to comfort Sarah, although she maintains quite a bit of distance while doing this. Sarah tells Jessie she feels like a ghost and that people see Jessie. She asks how it feels to be the sun in the middle of winter. Jessie says, "It's everything." Jessie ends up booking the job. You see, as much as this movie is about industry and Jessie coming into her own, it's also about Jessie being consumed with herself. There's likely a level of narcissism that all models have to have in order to even pursue the career in the first place, right? Even acting, for that matter, can be a pretty narcissistic pursuit, so this makes sense. Jessie cuts her hand on some of the glass from the mirror, and Sarah ends up mouthing her cut in an effort to consume Jessie. It's insane. In an American Beauty-esque shot, Jessie's boyfriend brings her flowers and she faints with them beside her onto her room's red carpet. It's not told to us explicitly, but it's insinuated that she fainted from blood loss. We also learn that the motel owner is very gross. He says that there are plenty of girls there at the motel when talking to Jessie's boyfriend, stating that Jessie's boyfriend should try some of them out, if you know what I mean. He specifically references a runaway that is in room 213 who is 13 years old. She's a must-see, he says. It's so gross how well Keanu Reeves plays his part, because I didn't even know he had the ability to skeeze people out like that. Anyway, we learn that Gigi is also walking in the director's show that Jessie was hired for. We watch their mirror images talk as Jessie and Gigi discuss her role in the show. Gigi says the director and Jessie must be sleeping together for her to have gotten this job so quickly. She starts insulting Jessie's features, calling them masculine, when Jessie points out that the director is likely not interested in women. The makeup for the show is very clown-like, and when Gigi states that she's not sure about the makeup this year, Jessie says, "Well, I think it looks perfect," which is a funny, subtle jab. Gigi outlines all of the plastic surgery she's had done to herself to make her look beautiful, and Jessie tells her she likes the way that she looks and that she doesn't plan to have surgery. Her confidence is a threat to Gigi. Deep down, Gigi is incredibly insecure about the work she's had done, even if she wears it as a badge of honor. She tries to normalize this feeling to Jessie, but it just doesn't work. Jessie ends up closing the show, and this is it. This is her full transformation. We are treated to some amazing synth music and visually extravagant messaging. The message? That Jessie is ready to fully embrace her beauty. She looks scared at first, but eventually kisses her reflection to signify the acceptance of what she has become, which is honestly just a total monster. And just as a little aside, this actually was inspired by the Valley of the Dolls, the scene was. Jessie finally stops wearing her ugly, homely clothes and embraces a more fashionable sense of style. She brings Dean, her boyfriend, to a dinner with the show's director. It's awkward and her boyfriend is a bit out of his element, but it gives the audience a look at the mindset that pervades in this inner circle. Being beautiful is not everything, it's the only thing.
So are you gonna tell me that it's what's inside that counts?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think.
Well, I think that if she wasn't beautiful, you wouldn't have even stopped to look.
The casting director calls out Gigi, stating that manufactured beauty is never a replacement for natural beauty. He publicly compares her to Jessie's natural beauty, calling Jessie a diamond in a sea of glass. Jessie is not thrilled with her boyfriend being a good person, so she tells him to leave. She likes the way the people around her think. He asks her if she wants to be like them, and she tells him that they want to be like her. She enjoys being worshipped and praised for her beauty. It's very worth saying that her boyfriend is the only person in her life right now that truly cares about her. When Jessie's arrogance pushes her boyfriend away, Keanu Reeves notices the lovers' quarrel and takes advantage of the opportunity by trying to R-word Jessie. There's a scene after where Jessie's shadow is clinging against the wall, almost like her true self is feeling trapped and trying to escape from the confines of the new self. She calls Ruby to come and save her from her circumstances. Ruby is clearly very attracted to Jessie and attempts to make a move on her. When Jessie rejects her extremely aggressive advances, she goes to her second job, the morgue, and gets what she needs there. It's every single thing you think it is. Insane. Ruby has put a target on Jessie. She couldn't get what she wanted, and now she's through with her. The house that Ruby is staying in has a bunch of taxidermied animals, and one animal in particular we see is a leopard. Another feline-based symbolic reference, preserving the beauty of feline in its full form, even in death. We watch as Jessie teeters on the edge of a diving board toward a completely empty pool, probably symbolism about her empty-ass, soulless existence. She learns that the other girls, Sarah and Gigi, have joined Ruby, and it's about to be a party. She's punched in the face by Sarah, and all three girls chase Jessie through the house. Vibrant blues and reds highlight an eerily large home. The shots and lights make it feel smaller than it actually is, though. Ruby ends things when she pushes Jessie into the empty void of the pool. The three girls then consume Jessie's body. The whole third act of this movie is just bonkers. The rest of the movie makes it feel like some ritualistic sacrifice that the ladies had performed. Ruby stands in front of a large mirror looking out at the night sky. She excretes something from her under area. Sorry, I have to do this for YouTube. I don't know what will happen if I say anything more explicit than that. Hopefully everyone knows what I'm talking about. The next day, Gigi looks disturbed and excuses herself to the bathroom while she and Sarah are at a photo shoot. Gigi says she needs Jessie out of her and uses scissors on her stomach to do just that. One of Jessie's eyes sits on the floor. Sarah looks at the eye and then slips it into her mouth, eating it. So I don't exactly know what the symbolism is here. Perhaps Gigi just wasn't able to digest Jessie because she has too much plastic surgery and Jessie is all natural, so their lifestyles or Jessie's taste was incompatible. If you have any ideas down below, just comment because I don't know about this one. And that concludes the movie. At first, the neon demon may come off as an over-stylized, pretentious, and absurd look into the monster that is modeling culture, and also at the monsters it creates. But I think the critique of this movie is the exact point that it's trying to make. The neon demon is talking about the stale and snobbish state of Hollywood. It's look at me nature. The bright flashing lights, the over-the-top attitude has a purpose. But even if that wasn't the case, I found the movie to be fun, exciting, and a visually and audibly amazing way to peek into a culture that is otherwise shallow and boring. You could go all Black Swan on modeling culture, but we've seen that done before in Black Swan. And I enjoyed seeing a horror version of this concept come to life. So I obviously encourage you to watch it if you haven't, but if you have, throw out some things you noticed in the movie that maybe I didn't mention, some symbolism, some things that you probably thought, because I know people probably have a lot of thoughts on this movie. Subscribe for more content like this. I also upload from episode breakdown videos at the start of the week if you are interested in that. And otherwise, I will see you next time. Bye.
Beauty isn't everything, it's the only thing.